Hello, everybody. Welcome to Materia D&D, where we play D&D our way, and we are on session 136. Last session was a bit of a time skip and tying up some loose ends, justifying some, at least in the DM's head, how some things would have interacted over the months that would follow, and kind of consolidating the powers that be and the joint settlements of the Foxwood, the current state of the Esperositars, aka the Dragon Cult Storm of Vengeance, and some other happenings in the area. Dregnar is currently assisting the Candlelighters, Mol, Solomon, and Eno Goija, and has taken his leave from the Crass Menagerie, while the rest of the Crass Menagerie have spent most of their time in Carver, or at least in the areas around Carver, though making probably some trips to Volpine, even possibly Whitlaw, and all maybe even all the way down to Greenpost. Uh, just interacting with allies, getting supplies, making trade, and etc. to try to help Carver and the area recover from the happenings. Uh,
Out of curiosity, is
mhm.
so Green Post was like the outpost that was a couple miles outside of Green Hill. Is it like still a
Yeah,
separate and bustling kind of city, like
it's
encampment?
building. Yeah,
Interesting.
so
So it's like a suburb of Green Hill, kind of.
well, Green Hill's no more essentially. Green Hill is now a few standing buildings, but
Okay, so everything's shifted there,
but
basically.
yeah, but keep in mind that ritual that the hags did started ripping chunks of
Right.
earth and it just destroyed. It's not a crater. Like I don't know the best way to explain it. It's just it's a crater poxed riverbed area that a few buildings survived,
Pretty sure I
though.
remember when we were leaving that it was noticeable that some of the rocks that were like floating in
Mhm.
that like final happening were
Yeah.
still floating when when we
Yes.
left.
So now that is a new feature, there are Terra floats in that area.
Sounds like a cool place for a water park.
Mhm.
Ooh.
If you can get consistent enough rain, then yes, so you can have water park fall down. But yeah, no. So yeah, the world is a changing, and the Crass Menagerie is part of that. But yeah, no, like Green Post is now the settlement. Green Hill is
Okay.
there in remembrance, and there in some of the buildings that may have survived. But I'm not gonna go like so far as say like think of like Terminator style where it's just like a waste. No, it's not that bad. It's just it's been so heavily terraformed, and that in that respect, I mean like there's giant chunks of earth floating, and where those giant chunks of earth are floating, now there are like water pools that have filled as the river Sly has kind of spilled out. So there's these like unnatural like poxed water features now met with giant floating moats. That's not to say that there aren't individuals that are already trying to figure out to how to, colonize up there or maybe lash them together and use them because it is not that easy to get to, right?
Yeah. I
So,
also like even the buildings that were there. A lot of them like literally just were crushed by boulders and shit. So there's like just a bunch of boulders embedded in the ground. I imagine too.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, and Carver, not Carver, Green Hill, excuse me, Green Hill. It started off as some random building, right, on the riverbed, and then over
True.
hundreds of years, more and more random buildings. It was difficult to navigate. It was difficult to know where you were because there really were no regions, there were no sections, there was no grid layout. It was just a mess. They were buildings made of recycled boats. There was, you know, a stone building next to a wood building, next to a straw building, next to a thatch. It's just everything that they could do. Um, and then of course when the center of town and the Adventurers League was like just about crushed by boulders, then yeah, it got even worse. So Green Hill exists in memory, and Green Hill is still, referred to just because it's so recent. It's so recent events. It's less than 6 months,
Right.
or less than half a year. Let's put it, because we function on an 11-month calendar here in Materia, 363 days. Um, yeah, Green Hill's still set. Like people don't necessarily always say Green Post, but Green Post is where um, Seb and the Adventurers League, with the help of Marb and Grant, are utilizing the hands of some of the survivors, the Black Purse Gang, and just getting workers to come down and start building an actual like gridded out city. Uh, but almost everything's made of wood because there's so much timber right there. Um, so yeah, it's coming back in its own unique way. Uh, that being said, mm, yeah, so months have passed, and during that time, as in the recap, as last from last session, Rock was out for numerous months in a coma after being able to hinder the Storm of Vengeance, uh, but he did eventually wake up, and um, you know, there was the mural painted by Sev to commemorate the people coming up against the Tefra trustees and surviving the storm and other things. Uh, so that left us with, well, that left us with a situation where the word of the recent activities in Carver did have time to spread throughout, the localized areas of Pled, and the name of the Crass Menagerie obviously got passed around. So there is some notoriety, more so than what happened after Greenhill. Um, and it has been relatively peaceful for you guys. You still get people with requesting y'all's help from time to time, but those type of activities would take a day or something to close off, and when if you were in the area. So maybe there is that itch to get back out there and do something. Uh, you know, s- Rock has been busy studying his spells and trying to develop new magics. Al has been doing his Pepe Silva board, trying to figure out the storm and the Dragon's Cult and the Elohi and other things. Uh, yeah, so you know, the menagerie is very much in a place where the Mason Fair and the other, you know, paths that be are open to you. Um, you could go along the Mason Fair Byway to the west and follow the split, and go back down to Green Hill, Green Post, and venture down south and see what's there. You could go on the northern split and go back through Whitlaw, or you can avoid Whitlaw entirely and just pass through. As in the past months or so, making a few trips, there hasn't been uh, that much question in the passings of your group. Um, you're not a stranger group to the guards in Whitlaw, or at least to some of the people in Whitlaw. So y'all are coming and going. Your ties with the College of Fascinations and the Snoring Lodge and stuff like that has been established over time. Though it's still a young relationship. So you could go through Whitlaw and exit north and venture to the open plains, see the northern Cled, go to the inner bays, uh, etc. There's options, or you can go the other direction. You can go east and just head out of Carver, going east and then see where the road takes you, either back to the Crownlands and seeing Dollywall, going down to Usagi, though Dragnar's not with you currently when he resides or hails from Usagi. So yeah, there's a lot of options there. And I know there was a need for discussion amongst the menagerie to figure out what was next for this group. Are they to stick together? Are they to disband? Are they following the lead of Dregnar for the time? Are they to you know go their own separate ways? Hopefully come back together, or
I guess just to facilitate the discussion, one evening Davis will just invite everybody to, I don't know where we're staying. I'm sure we found individual places or places nearby, and just say, hey, let's get the gang back together and chat for a bit, if y'all would be so inclined.
yeah. The all of you, I would imagine, you're not like you're like honorary residents of Carver, right? Um, Rock has his sandcastle that he constantly keeps up, so that's an easy enough place to find him, and that's actually like a
That's probably
a
where we'd meet.
temporary landmark, his abode and a landmark. But to find y'all selves residents amongst the rebuilding efforts, and Carver itself is dramatically big. That's something I didn't touch up on the recap. Southern portion of uh, let's bring up the map real quick because I didn't change the map, but I can still kind of ping. Carver. Oh, there's a storm. That's what it is. So, as mentioned, I could maybe start circles. Green circle, regular, extra large. So like, you know, the green represents kind of like there's no more shanties and the soot flats. It's now the groves and the. Let's do another color. Nope, another color. There you go. Like this is like Carver proper now, and the the shanties and the soot flats to the north have been washed away from all the mudslides and everything, and then they're rebuilding. And there's potentially maybe even more wall going to be built up eventually. And then there's the Tephra in the mining district now, where um it's established. It's no longer like a restricted or a limited access area. The remaining leadership is split up between Scoot, Ultra Blue, uh, ow. I wasn't thinking about that, but maybe. Between
Roastery.
Ultra Blue and the surviving Ichi members, right? They've kind of been taken over the Camry family. Uh, so and as it has been revealed, a lot of wealth was not a lot, but a decent amount of wealth was still coming from the mines, but it was being held on to and kept away from the populace by the Tefra trustees. So yes, they made wealth by trade and such, but they were actually stealing from the community itself. So with the rebuilding efforts and everything, while it is still a very slow process, some of the lands, adjusting the land and repairing it has been expedited in a sense of where we don't have like to go to our year, 2022, we don't have like backhoes and construction equipment, but we have druidic magics, and you have druids that are helping the swine folk find home in the grove that has been established around the tree that survived the lightning striking, the knot bar, etc. So Carver is very much a different place. Um, they're still downtrodden people, but they are actually getting a chance. There are community efforts to you know, or to have like a standing census of its people, to have everyone have work. Not, it's by no means a utopian kind of situation. There's still, drunkards and thugs and everything, but it's a lot better. So yeah, and I would say staying there, at least for some of you, definitely is keeping you from, that itch of travel and exploration. What's next? Though I would imagine Rock absolutely loves being able to go to the Grove and see the swine folk every day.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And, there's also to keep in mind that there's on the rebuilding, some of the descendants from the Snoring Lodge um, now have residence in Carver, and they have access to the entries or to the side entries or whatever. I don't know if we actually had a name for them, but that little bypass so that they can go around the crack checker kobolds, and then get to, well, I guess their ancestral home. I don't know what you would really refer it to, right? And they can actually go to the heart of the mountain and try to learn from the old ways, try to maybe reestablish that part of the past and bring it back into, the year 269 PBT in Materia. So there's been a lot going on in the last 4 months. Oh, and I guess I should also say like the storm. The storm.
Mhm.
Because there is technically a fourth region and it's the Stormlands right now. Raw. I don't want a
And
box.
it's Serge's burning sphere.
Yes, let me get rid of all these.
My burning sphere is still up.
It's of legend.
Yeah,
What
it's of
what
the
Nightgrowth
legend.
Elf blood has disappeared?
Some say the sphere is still sphering to this day.
The sphere shall sphere as much as it's feared.
I've been maintaining
Beautiful.
concentration for months.
Yeah.
Just
I
been
can't
doing that,
sleep.
but it's
I have to maintain concentration.
Yeah. And the storm brews on,
If you could, if you had to keep concentration for that, sorry for the random aside, but if you had to think about something for that long, wouldn't you just go fucking crazy? I
Could you
think I
dr-
would.
could you
well, you
dream
would
about it to
die
maintain
because
it?
you
I mean,
need
yeah,
to
you would
sleep,
exhaust,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, you would,
True.
you would be incapable of thinking about something that much because eventually sleep would take over.
One way or
Follow-up
another.
question. If a character did not sleep and concentrate for that long, how many days before 6 exhaustion killed them?
I think technically it's a day
Uh,
per, it's a one exhaustion per missed
Ooh,
rest.
No, so it's 6 days. Once you get level 6, you're dead.
Yeah,
stronger than real life. I like it.
yeah. I mean, you could just be a ranger and have tireless and just
Right.
remove 1 point of exhaustion all the time.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, I can do one a day. So
Yeah. So unless if something incurs an extra thing of exhaustion, then
it's true.
maybe.
Just literally never sleep.
I'm trying to
Uh,
make a teleport circle. I'm just gonna sit here for a year. Can you just keep
Like, you know you can
refreshing
sleep.
me?
Like, you don't have to do that.
No, I don't want to fuck it up. Just keep let's keep it going, guys. Come on.
yeah.
When Davis offers to talk, I think Sej would greet him with, "Oh, finally! I thought I was gonna have to be the first one to say something, but yes,
No, yeah. I mean, I think maybe we get the sense that Carver's healed to the point where, we can let them take care of themselves, I think.
there's good work to be done still, but they
Right.
can do it themselves, and
Right.
I really don't like sticking in one place for too long, anyways."
Huh. Okay.
No, I agree. Just about everything with Carver is stable, but I've still got a little anxiety about the storm. It's been so long that I can't stress about it that much anymore, but I've definitely exhausted how much we can learn about the storm here, even with everybody's help. maybe the College of Fascinations is worth a visit. Just somewhere else to try and gather information. It's just not fair for the dryads and everybody to be stuck here watching the storm, trying to keep it consoled every single day. I want to try to free them from that at least.
Yeah, sure.
But otherwise, everything else, we have really made some improvements to this town, I think. Or
Oh, no
helped
doubt.
facilitate. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, no, Whitlaw. I mean, we've definitely got some other business we can take care of while we're there too. But certainly I mean, visit our buddy Tabard. We do have some kind of loan items, I think, that I don't know if he counted us on, counted on us holding on to for so long, but
Oh,
something tells me he's okay with it.
did we? I think we might have forgotten to pay him a visit when we helped out Whitlaw earlier. Probably past due.
Yeah, it'd be good to see him again either way.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got something new to show him, and then I'll summon the Redeemer just to be like, I think he'll like this one even better.
Al is super used to him making a show out of it, but he'll still like, yeah, every single time.
He's the good friend.
Yeah, like woo. And I was like, okay, you're pandering, but it's cool. I like it.
The good friend.
Well, Willow is definitely one stop, but I don't. Anywhere else we might be able to gather information about the storm, even just in passing, if somewhere else needs our help, I suppose I could keep researching, asking people around there.
I mean, so I'm not the person to ask about where you can find that kind of information about, but like, do you know? I mean, I know you came from south somewhere, I think, right? Like, is there anybody down there that might know a good place to seek out information, or because I come from a teeny tiny town, and then I've been to some big towns, but I'm not hitting up colleges, right? Like I'm hitting the taverns and the docks and other things like that. I'm not going to the libraries and things. So, I mean, there's definitely big places out east that might have it. I've seen stuff that's probably like it, but I wouldn't know what kind of information they have. So
I do think the colleges in Whitlaw would have an idea,
that's true.
but that's also going to Whitlaw. So
Well, I would stress that, the colleges are already participating and sending efforts into the study of the storm. And, you may not know all the individuals that are involved, but they are very keen on trying to figure out what this is and how to resolve this storm or, try to dissipate it.
so
Um,
so what there's not too much that we can do anymore. We've done certainly our fair share. I would hate to leave something undone that should be done, like a thread that could lead to bad things, but I'm not too sure we can do anything more to help.
um, on an off chance, I want to do one thing real quick. I was gonna tell Davis. I just yeah, the South didn't really have too many like university, too many magics, the studious types. I just feel like Whitlaw is the closest thing that could help us out right now. Um,
Okay.
and I'm gonna ask, do you want to make an insight check?
I mean, I'll just tell you my passive is 16.
Oh,
So I'm not
wait,
like actively trying, but I read people okay. So my passive is 16.
what did I type wrong?
Oh,
Keep 2d20. Keep
KH1,
high.
KH1. Oh, it's
KH1.
Okay, H1.
I
Yeah.
think it's KH1. There you go.
Okay,
Oh
never mind.
shit, hell
Okay,
no.
I said off chance.
Jesus.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
South,
you
no good.
literally have to roll a natural one.
I think Whitlaw's our best bet.
Okay.
You guys are having the discussion because Rock would also be like, I know I've been out, but like, I'm pretty sure that they were saying that the trials are gonna be happening for the surviving lady.
Oh,
What's her
Estra?
face? Yeah.
Here? In
Or
town?
like,
Ooh.
no, she's being held in Whitlaw
Oh.
in the dungeons. The other two didn't live, remember?
I mean, do they need us for like?
Well, we have that invite to listen in, and
I mean, do we need to like testify? I think is what it is.
I don't know. Maybe
I don't know how they do any of
but
that here.
that's I think they said that's gonna be after the when is that date? Usually they kinda uh looking for
Who'd you hear that
that's
from?
gonna be after Thriston Day anyways. So we got
Oh yeah, like, you've got
2
3
weeks.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, who'd you hear that from?
Oh, well, last time that Maul and Enos were in town before they departed with Dregnar to head
Oh, okay.
their next. They were
Oh,
telling me
Dregnar's
that.
gone? Huh.
Yeah, he said he was gonna go off with these guys,
Oh yeah, that's
or
right.
not these guys, those guys. Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, shame.
I got
Well,
you now.
off
he'll
to
be
doing
back.
bigger and better things.
He'll be back. He
That's
misses.
why
He'll miss having his beard permanently change colors and
Plus, he's
stuff.
gonna hear about us doing super cool shit, and then he's gonna be like,
that's
"Oh man, they're
true.
doing super cool shit. I miss doing that stuff with them, and I miss playing pranks." And it's like,
Plus, just like looking up to the sun, I can talk to him anytime I want.
that's
You know?
true. That's handy.
That's why I never say goodbye.
That is
Not
fair.
that I, not that I use it that much. I don't really like talking too much. Sending. I don't use my cell phone that much.
You know,
I
you're
pay for the plan, and I just never use
yeah.
The just in case kind of thing,
I just like the games.
it. Just like playing
Honest answer
Fortnite on my
right
phone.
there.
Sir.
Yeah, no, well, that sounds fun. A whole lot of things could actually at Thurston Day and Whitla, I imagine they have some things going on there too. Oof,
I
be
did. I
interesting.
did want to do a couple things in Whitlaw myself if we got the chance to go back, but I don't really need to go back, so I didn't really mention it. But if we do, I think it'd be advantageous for me personally too.
Sounds like a good case for it. Karos, you down?
I mean, technically, some of this stuff is still on loan from uh, I forgot his name.
Tabard.
Catman.
From Tabard.
Tabard.
I really want to talk to Tabard again too.
Should probably check in.
It's been a long time since we have it. Maybe he thinks we died. I never sent to him either.
Wait,
Hmm.
you
Oh.
think Zej, you think Whitlaw hasn't heard of what happened here and who did it?
I don't know how this country works as far as
I
communication.
mean, word gets around.
How long has it been since whatever happened
3 months?
last session to this?
Oh,
3
last
months.
session.
4
Hey, you
months,
guys
I
are
think?
just it's like after breakfast. You guys kind of walking around,
So are
gathering
we
each
on the
other stuff.
2nd of Everly now?
No, it's still the
We're-
first.
Still the first, okay.
Yeah, you guys are
I'm
still
trying to keep
first
the
of Everly.
calendar
Yes,
locked.
yes. This
Gotcha.
is still like the first day of Everly has not. The first day of Everly is the day that like the itch,
Gotcha,
hits.
gotcha.
You guys are like, okay, we've been sitting here for well, not sitting here because you guys have been busy. Like I can't stress, like you guys still have, while the menagerie hasn't expanded, it'd be like Karos and Sej headed down to Green Post. Davis went to Volpine. Al and Rock, or Al stayed behind. Rock went to, Whitlaw or something. You guys were branching and then coming back and, doing little tasks and deeds. Um, so and then yes, like to mention like in session like you guys do get recognized. Not everywhere you go, but people do recognize some of you from time to time. Like the caravan guy that was willing to help. move the entire carcass of a plains cow
Our
for you.
weakest party members.
So,
That bag needed food, okay?
yeah, the bag needed
What
food.
you gonna do?
He'd been
One
going
thing
hungry for
about
months.
one thing about Whitlaw is we were intent at one point to root out the corruption from the throne, and this court invite could be our key to that thread.
True.
It would be a very easy way to get towards doing that if we wished to stay in Whitlaw, but
I imagine Agni might want his eye back still. So
absolutely.
that
But
might be something we could check out.
I'm also feeling a tinge in the feet that just wants to walk. So I'm good either way.
Out of character, Adam. How much
Mm,
did we accomplish? We at least got the sovereign out of power.
No, we
no,
didn't.
no, no.
No, he's still there.
Heck, no.
He is still there.
Yeah, he's got nothing to do with Carver. As far he's Whitlaw, right? He's the Sovereign of Exchanges is essentially the de facto head
Oh, okay.
of the nation of Cled, just because he presides over Whitlaw, which is the central capital that, for some means, because he deals with commerce and exchanges and all of the trades of the crossroads, he happens to be the person with the most power. So he is kind of like the de facto leader. He is not on a throne. He is not a king. He is not anything like that. He's just,
The political figure.
yeah, and he basically is able to establish some rules and stuff, and people follow it.
Okay.
You
Metaphorical
guys,
throne, you know?
you guys, yeah, metaphor. You guys, for the most part, dissolved the Tefra trustees,
Okay. Okay.
and that's because so Lady Estra is held in prison and the dungeons over at Whitlaw for her for conspiracy and oppression of the peoples of Carver and practicing in uh, cultist magics and art and of the occult essentially, right? So he's being held for multiple reasons. Um, Umiko,
So.
Ichi, and Bragan Solomon both died shortly after having their borrowed powers stripped from them by Maxime Laurent. Laurent is dead, so there's only one remaining corrupted trustee, and she's being held in prison.
Yes.
The Tefra shelf fell to who you knew as Azil Ichi, the um, the double agent that was really a Khemri that had magical items that allowed them to change their gender or change their race. So they were infiltrating as a male elf within Maxime's, court, but they were really an Ichi, a female Khemri.
Yes.
So
Yes.
she's kind of taken over with joint, um, I don't know how you want to call it. I actually can't think of the word, but with joint responsibilities with Scoot Ultra Blue. Scoot's still
Stewardship,
here.
maybe.
Stewardship. Yeah, that works.
Ooh.
That's a good word. And Scoot just has the people behind him. People love Scoot because he's always tried to
He's a man of the people.
exactly like he's always tried to come up with ways to give them a chance. And a lot of there's a lot more chance now. Like his Dusty Pick is still doing extremely well because now that the Dryads are here, they can indeed confirm that yes, the soil from this mountain or the dirt from the soil is indeed very nutritious in that, and it's because it's a dormant volcano, right? I think you guys have figured that out. There's a lot of lava. It's a dormant volcano,
Oh yeah.
so the and you'll have people from the Agronomist League come by, so like Willem's faction, and now because there's the College of Fascinations, there's the Agronomist League. You've heard Al, especially Al, as you're trying to figure out things about the storm, but after side conversations happen that the Snoring Mountain must have at one time roared and spread ash across most of Rune that settled in Cled, and the reason why Cled is such rich soil and is now like the harvest belt. It's the harvest street. It's where almost everything in this nation is grown, or in this continent is grown.
Mhm.
So who knows how many thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago that was. You know, there's a mix of science and understanding with magic and everything of what's going on.
Okay.
So
Uh, Follow-up question. I think a lot of that stemmed from I think I might have misunderstood something from the fast forward
sure.
related to Dragnar joining the Candlelighters, or at least
Yes, so
following along with
Dragnar,
them. And did
yes.
they do anything with Whitlaw related to the Sovereign?
No, they can't. There's nothing
Okay, okay.
for the Candlelighters. For this duo, now trio of Candlelighters, they were sent to Carver to investigate and try to find proof of oppression and tyranny.
Okay.
And there was a bonus that they stopped the cult, right?
Okay. I might have heard Sovereign in one sentence and then corruption,
Yep.
overthrow in the next sentence and kind of crossed
Yeah.
over. Okay, okay.
So the
I'm back on board.
yeah, so now the link to Whitlaw is that, well, there's multiple links to Carver and Whitlaw now, but College of Fascinations for the store.
Hmm.
Merchants and hiring hands to help rebuild Carver, right? The Snoring Lodge coming here, the descendants of the old monastic dwarves and the monastic apprentices are coming back here. And then, of course, Lady Estra being held for trial against the people of Carver back at Whitlaw, because Whitlaw has the oh, I forgot what it's the Court of Thorns there,
Ah, nice.
which is basically like their legal system.
In the
Okay.
Thorned district,
Yeah.
which is the Western district.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I
I'm writing
take
that down.
notes.
Yeah. I can always bring up the map later
Yeah.
if need be.
Minor
I have an
inconsistent TXT. I need to update.
I have an important question regarding Dragnar and the Candlelighters.
Mhm.
Do they make him wear a uniform?
He has a candle lighter patch. Yes.
It's moi.
I will if I ever see him, I'm gonna subtly needle and be like, "It's cute."
Yep.
Now we know which
Dance
team
with
you're on, I
Monkey, right?
guess.
He'll just. We never
Their
made a
magic.
symbol for ourselves.
Hey, look who's
Hey,
here.
Rook.
Hey, I'm
Yo.
driving home now, so I can only talk when needed to talk.
Gotcha.
Ugly.
But yeah, Dragnar would snip back and be like, well, we never made a symbol. And if we did, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't be able to decide on something.
True.
We have a patch. We're just too cool to wear them.
I'm not much for uniforms, not gonna lie.
Nah,
And Dragnar, I think it's kind of funny how much crap you've given me over all of my illuminating spells and my general brightness. But now you join a group called the Candlelighters.
Ironic. I think not. I think so.
Was it just me the whole time? I'm never gonna remember. I'm never gonna let you live this down. I'm gonna laugh
Sure.
at him and just like make sure he knows it's a joke before he punches me.
Ha 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 ha.
I was ear to ear during that.
Thump.
I appreciate you pointing out the irony or whatever the right word for this would be. But I mean, I'm still a Shadow Walker first, Menagerie member second, Candlelighter third. Just happens that these people could use I don't know, someone with my skills.
Does
Well, if
that
you ever
patch
figure out how to
light up?
send words over a distance, you know who to call.
I'm working on it. And you
Just
see, he's holding the Vanta Black and just tossing it up in the air, working on it. This thing's got some cool secrets. Tucks it back into his sash.
What were you saying, Carlos?
Does that patch light up? It'll mess up his shadow teleport
Shit.
thing.
No, you can.
Sneaky.
if you take a really close look, Karos, because you're teasing him, he has pulled out the thread from the flame.
The
So
glowing
it's just
thread.
a candle. Yeah, it's just literally just the candle.
The candles. That's it.
It's like, if one of you were a seamstress or a seamster, I would ask you to make the candle black and the light effect black, but none of you have those skills. Useless as always.
I guess what would that be? Proficiency with what? Tailor's tools or something like that?
Something like that, yeah. He just grins.
Al shows how he uh, reconnected the bolt case to the new shield, and he just frowns at how shitty of a job he did. But it's still mere
Like
shiny.
duct tape.
The shield itself. Yeah.
Like the little quiver thing, like actually kind of, it's not like a tight fit. It like
Yeah.
loose and it shakes around and makes extra
Mhm.
noise. And you're like, ah.
But he's still quiet as fuck. I don't get it.
Eh.
Not my best.
So, listen, like with your final conversations with Dragnar, I say final, like before it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Before
yeah,
he
yeah.
None
dies.
but no goodbyes.
Foreshadowing.
Not no type of foreshadowing. I mean,
I mean,
yeah.
every other character
Yeah.
that James has had has died.
Oh no.
All
No,
one
he
of
did
them.
die in the charity one shot, but he
Oh,
did
that's
die.
true. Well, he was an undead or whatever.
No, he was the
Ooh.
Oh,
Goblin assassin rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wait, no, I'm thinking of Tucker. He was like a death domain cleric, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the what you call yeah, he was the Death Domain cleric. He was basically the Grim Reaper
Yeah.
concept. It's like Death Domain cleric and um
I'll look it up.
oh
We'll keep
God,
going.
Shadow Sorcerer. and
That sounds about right,
something
but I'll check.
else. Yeah, so he could just basically like Nova on one turn, like crazy. Uh, with inflict wounds. It's basically you're twinning inflict wounds that does like double damage or something like that. Whatever. So, but yeah, so you know, the notion is that your paths will cross again, and that the candlelighters will be back in Whitlaw on Tristan Day for the trials.
He was just a full cleric, by the way, just so you know.
Oh, he never did the full. Okay.
Nah.
Okay. I thought he did the Grim Reaper build. Uh, but yes,
So, to Whitlaw then, guys? Yeah?
I think so.
I'm ready to leave tomorrow if you guys are ready.
I was hoping you would be ready to leave now.
It's true, we could. It
Yeah,
is.
what's it
What
gonna
time of
take
day
you?
is it? I forget.
very early.
Ah,
Like, you
okay,
guys
sure.
had breakfast and
Yeah.
discussion.
I just gotta go get my shit and then meet
Can I
back.
have, like,
Meet back here in an
Sure.
hour.
an hour
Sure.
sounds good, but maybe a little longer. Says Rock, can I get your help? Just trying to memorize my board because I know we can't bring it, but
Bored.
wait, I thought you saw it. I've just looked at it too much. Maybe I forgot who's looked at it too. You want to come along and take 5 minutes to look at it?
I mean, we're leaving and you're not bringing it, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
That's fine. The
I'll
honesty
go with
there.
you.
I'm good.
You can tell me all about it on the trip. It's not a short trip, so I mean, I assume we're taking the Mason Fair. Actually,
Not enough
wait,
time.
we could go direct, but could we actually? Yeah, while we're over here before we get split up and come back,
Actually,
could we swing back down by Volpine? I think it'd be fun. Just say hi to Scooter. Not
I was
Scooter.
under the impression that we had to go
Meeker.
through Vulpine to get there.
Well,
We took a
there-
different way here.
Oh, I see.
There's again, so the Mason Fair is the safest form of travel, right?
Right.
It is
Although
a
it's
a-
literally
it
this.
is a it
We
is a
literally got jumped
well-built-
on it in the first episode.
Yeah. Well, brazen bandits, right? But for the most part, it's well patrolled by the the law enforcement
The
aspect
Verdant.
of Pled, the Verdant Cause, yes. And it is maintained by the Masons Guild. So very, very rarely are there dangerous spots where your caravans travel in like the mechanical sense, like where your horse could break a leg or you could break a wheel on your wagon because it is maintained.
I'm all for dropping through Vulpine. It's been I've been stuck in a city for too long. I definitely want to pay that a visit, but just as a heads up, Davis, especially with you and with Rock's help too, I've been studying your circles when you teleport all
Right,
around.
right, right.
When I get a little more comfortable with that, maybe when we're a little closer to Whitlaw, I want to, I got some stuff I want to practice and test, but I need a little more time to
Right now,
practice
I
and
want to
test
do an
it.
insight check to see how fucking like, are you confident
Um,
or is this gonna fuck us up?
uh,
It's pretty good. 19.
okay, so Al's not lying. He just wants to be like 100% sure. He's like
You're just
99,
scared.
98% sure. Yeah. He does
Okay.
not want to fuck this up. Um, so I'd say with 19, you can tell that
He's
he's
playing a cleric.
you
Just
can
in
tell that he's
case.
sincere. Not sincere. You can tell that he's paranoid or cautious.
Okay.
But
Confident.
It's
there's a bit of
yeah,
confidence in there.
you'll get it.
I just
I'm
want to make
sure it will be.
sure. I just want to master it before I start pulling other people in. I don't.
I don't,
I
but
don't.
you'll.
If I don't want my mistake to affect you, and I'll give him like a thumbs up, like a scowl, like,
Yeah, I'll give it
eh.
kind of awkward back, just like, sure.
Okay.
I can come with you too. I'm not really gonna do anything until we leave anyway.
For
Just
the
the
the board.
yoga like leaf, I was like rolling that out and I was prepared to just sit here until you guys came back. I'm rolling it back up and putting it back in my bag.
Oh,
Alright,
the oversized elephant ear leaf.
Yeah.
nice.
Yoga leaf. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Sej. Yeah, as long as you have time to spare,
Nothing
it's
but time.
awesome. That'll be a huge help. And just if at any point I bore you or if you have any questions, just you can stop me. Just let me know if you're gonna walk out before you walk out because I'll keep talking. Never mind. We'll see.
I don't think a single thing boring has happened in your presence.
I appreciate that. We'll see. And yeah, I guess if we have time, I'd bring Sej and Rock, and I'd invite the party. David's already turned down, so Carlos, if you're interested and have nothing better to do.
Do I know what your board is?
Yes.
Have I seen
I
it
would
before?
imagine so, Al. I would imagine you would have
Hmm.
shared the board with Karos all the time, but I don't know.
He's a
Yeah. It
smart
was
one.
only Rock that I would have kept a secret from for a couple of weeks after the coma, so that I gave him a chance to recover before pulling him
Is this
into
your
it too. Before
is
picking
this
his
your
brain,
storm
being like,
cloud board?
Yeah,
yes,
it's
yes,
his crazy cork board with all the string and shit.
Right. Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
Carlos will come look at it one more time just to like
to help
see
memorize
if
it
there's
so we can't.
any fresh changes.
Hmm.
yeah. So, Al, for the
How
sake
long?
of this, go ahead, CJ.
How long ago was it that Al showed? Like, how many days ago did Al show it to me?
So, have we been? Oh man, how many is 4 months? How many weeks?
Here, we're done the calendar.
It's been a while though, right?
Yeah, so Al's
Okay.
been working
So,
on this thing since the storm, but you've been up for 6 or 7 weeks, Rock.
so Al was crazy into it for like nonstop, not sleeping properly for like the first 2 or 3 weeks, getting
Yeah,
everybody's help, and then
yeah.
he slowed down a lot until 2 weeks after you woke up, and then he's kind of been picking at it again, increasing his pace. Um,
Okay, so, if I switch Everly, let's go ahead and switch off the Everly calendar. Sorry, it's not easy because again, I don't have the names of the sides. I just have to kind of use a slide
so
bar and guess. Boop.
I'd say it's probably been slow progress over the last month, but he does visit every 2 to 3 days, like what if this and that, and
Yeah,
bringing
so
in
Al,
people
what
he's
I want
previously
you to
talked to.
do then, because I never made you do a check for me.
Right. Storm, storm, storm.
So it's interesting, right? Because you're pulling in different aspects, but most of this is investigation related, I think, and your ability to translate your investigations into digestible information for you and your friends.
Right.
So, it's going to be two things, and hear me out on this.
Hmm.
It's going to be an investigation check over all, right, to gather information, see what you've been able to pull. And it's not necessarily a performance check, but in a way, it's a presentation check, like how
Ah,
well you're able to present that information. So we're just going to
yeah,
do
yeah.
performance for the sake of that, rather than you actually going through the steps and motions of performing it. It's how you stand in front of the board, point and draw the line, and this goes here, but what about this? This goes, there's got to be
Yeah,
something
yeah.
related with this.
If I'm
So,
too fast or too slow, it doesn't translate well. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So,
Too many uhs.
investigation check. Um, over the course of, let's see if you've pulled some more into investigation, you have a lot more resources at your disposal as like members of the college. Yeah, 20 is pretty good. Um,
Okay.
so you have additional brains to pick from some of the representatives from the college, some of the dryads. You have Paris and Rock. You have you know, other individuals, some of the Adventurers League people that would come from Green Post to
Ooh.
assist for some times. So you're able to, try to, I would say you haven't exhausted everything, but you feel like you've exhausted everything because there's been a lot. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in case it wasn't clear to Al or Corbin, the player, um, it is definitely okay. Obviously, what I'm going to say is extremely, extremely obvious. It's a supernatural storm. Somehow, it's a will of a creature that is akin to a flesh illusion created by fundamental forces so that they can inhabit the bodies, yada yada, blah blah blah. Like that all doesn't make sense because it's something so new. But you've had months to kind of digest this and research. What is an
Mm-hmm.
Elohi? What is this? Um, like some mysteries on it are still like why does it weaken during the day and why does it strengthen at night? Uh, why is it still, it's still moving, though it's like inches a day rather than, like a supernatural storm would move. And your board covers a lot of aspects, but there are a lot of holes in your mind still on it. Like how is this essence still lingering? Um, Is this just because she was or they were in Alohi? Is this why they were able to do something? Or is this something that could happen to anyone? Yeah, it's powerful enough.
Mm-hmm.
Is it indeed, like, the assumption is that it's going to Whitlaw because that's what you were understood in the fight, that it is to be, seek vengeance. Uh, so, you still have a lot of gaps and holes. But uh, go ahead and give me the performance check and see how well you're able to explain and depict things, and I can maybe make it clearer or less fuzzy. Oof.
He's
Okay.
very.
Yeah.
There's a lot. He talks too fast through a lot of it, and he keeps going on tangents. And like 15 minutes later, he'll come back to what he was talking about, and the person's
Yeah.
just like, "What?
So
What?"
yeah,
I forget how
anytime
bad your
Al
performance
tries
bonus
to,
is for a fucking bard.
It's
A level
bizarre.
13 bard, and you're like only +7. A level
Sub
13
10.
bard with a fucking 5 charisma.
He's just so like excited to share. He's just like, then you, what if it's because of Winlaw? What if it's because she's an Elohi? But what does an Elohi really mean? You know, it's just like, but then what is a human at the end of that? What is? And he starts getting philosophical for no reason.
yeah.
What is love? You know?
Baby, don't hurt me.
So the ability for any of you to follow Al's full Pepe Silver board is impossible based off his
Oh
board right
no,
now. His attempts to explain everything.
this is
Uh,
repeated.
yeah, it's getting to the point where, I don't know. You guys could kind of fill in your blanks on how you feel about it, but it's just a mess in everyone else's mind, essentially. But
I
Al,
didn't say what law.
I have an idea for it, but I'm not sure if we would have the materials to do my idea.
what's the idea?
I wanna, since it seems like we would have had some time, and Al is completely obsessed with it. Wondering if Rock would be able to find the material and have the time to kind of like sort of turn it into a book.
Ooh.
Ooh, MVP.
Take pictures of it with
Like
your cell
after
phone.
all of his ramblings, Rock style. So it'll be like the connections I think he makes, and exactly as there'll be like a center like fold out bit, which like is copied down as best as I can to look exactly like his board, and then the like first part of the book would just be like notes of Al's ramblings slash maybe some Rock ideas,
Yo,
and then I was thinking the back half of the book would just because Rock would be just like, and it would be very short and it would just be illustrated, but it'd be its own little separate piece of the tale of the turtle versus the thundercloud, and it would be my illustrations of myself flying into a cloud and getting zapped and falling down and then the storm. Just cute little illustrations at the end to try and make Al smile when he has this book. Is that possible to make?
Choose your own adventure book.
dude.
Kind of, right? Like there's like, hey, like you're on page 7, and if this connects here, go to page 14 to.
For conspiracy A, go to
Yeah, in the back says illustrations.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, it is very doable. Um,
Rock would be willing to take the time and do the illustrations and writings and ramblings and everything himself.
yeah.
He just needs the material and whatever makes a book, like binds a
Well,
book
yeah.
or binds
So
cards.
gets what it is, like getting the book, getting the right type of binding, because however big or small it needs to be, spending the ink and everything. I would say in total, it would probably cost you, Rock, if you're doing this like all self-funded, about 25 gold pieces.
Okay, willing to spend that.
I have two
Okay.
things.
Yeah, definitely willing to spend that, and definitely like if I could like while we were in town, if I could have like followed Al around a little bit, like anytime he wants to like show someone it, and just try and like capture some of his discussions on it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
I'll,
it is a little bit expensive, but it is because like, the way you do it, you base it on kind of what Rock, and with Al's inability to kind of share the information so well, you constantly have to go back, take something out, read, adjust it, fix it, so there's a lot of edit made to it or pages being put out, put back in, so it's just added up on the cost.
Okay.
But yeah.
Which is fine. And then I would definitely leave some blank pages so he can continue with it, just write it himself every once. And I will say like everything's there, but it's a mess because I'm capturing his stuff. I'm Rock Obsidian, like it's a bit of a mess, but it's all there.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I have 3 points now. Oh shit.
Okay, go Al, sorry.
RP. The first time I'll let Rock decide when. The first time Rock shows us to Al, he'll be following along like yes, yes, yes. Just that he copied everything 1-to-1. But when he does see like the pictures of the turtle versus the cloud or the storm, he'll be like, he'll point to it and get super excited. He's just like, it's perfect. He's a big fan of that part. Two. After that point, Al would ask. He would have seen that it took X amount of pages. At that point, he would have assisted with the funding, offered to assist with the funding. At that point, he's like, "Is there anything else you need? Can I get you some tea, some ink? Do you need more book? How do we? Is there a booksmith? A book? Who makes books? What's the title for that? Can I help pay for that?
A
Anything?
librarian?
Do librarians make books? No, they just distribute. Can I help pay for this?
I mean, sure. Hey, yeah, I'm kind of running low on funds. I keep throwing coins at people, so.
No, just let me know anything you need. This is a huge help trying to organize my thoughts. And then he points at the board and it's now taking up 2 walls. It's just like this is too much. Um the
Yeah.
third The third thing I want to point out is that Rock is using 6 charisma to help make Al's 20 charisma more intelligible. It's something great about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, no. He's using his 18 intelligence to make my 12 intelligence make more sense. Okay. I follow. Okay, we're good. It's like, what's happening? No, this is huge. This is huge helpful.
Yeah, you definitely don't want me using charisma to help anything. It's never gone well.
Oh, it's charisma to int because you're writing it down. Okay. So just I guess let me know if I can contribute any amount, add a more rock, any
Yeah,
percentage
I mean,
of it.
I would accept like I don't know 5 gold. We'll say
Yeah, I'll
of
put in
the
20.
125. Sure. So, 'cause I would have already been quite a lot into it. I think I wouldn't have shown it to you right away. I would have made sure that it was interesting and workable.
Okay. So if I heard that right, he's putting 5 gold in. I'll put 2 platinum in to carry on the rest of the project.
The other way around.
Oh, I meant it the other way, but sure, that
Oh,
works too. Yeah, you pay for it all if you want. I'll just
your
do the
call.
drawings.
It's whenever you show me. Okay. Okay, so I'll put
Yeah.
in the 2 platinum. I'm game.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Just go find those bandits that I threw 3 platinum at. They can fund the whole thing.
Alright.
I can carry so much more loot now.
Maybe in the book out there.
What was that, right?
You went super broke up there, Rock.
So I said, how heavy is this book? Can Al even carry it?
That's true.
At the cost I'm putting into this, I'm assuming not.
No, I'm not gonna be that type of jerk.
It's
To figure
huge.
that out.
Huge book.
I mean, it probably weighs more than the coin that you got rid of, but it's fine. It's a nice piece, right? Something nice the player made for you. Made for you. So I'm not gonna punish you for something nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so somewhere, I guess, Al,
It's my book.
yeah, like had a Pepe Silva Storm book or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so
Can you title
as
it
you guys,
the Mad Ramblings of One Idiot?
yes, so so as the day this morning kind of progresses forward and the menagerie kind of does their things, getting prepared, kind of come with get prepared with the potential headings west. Uh, are there any individuals you need to uh, tie up loose ends with or have discussions with, or are you guys trying to leave without anyone really knowing?
I'm going to, like, I said be back in an hour. I go get my ship, but then I'm going to Scoot to talk to him and also well, I'll just let you know, I'm hoping that we can just bum a ride on one of his carts.
No, that's fair.
Because I'm figuring he's probably got shit going to Whitlaw.
Yeah,
Because business
on the
is
regular.
booming again.
So yeah, Davis, as you get to
I will be a
the
good boy and wait in the front.
Dusty Pick, actually the Dragonborn will let you know that Scoot is ready for you, sir.
Oh, sir, oh, please. Davis, come on.
Uh, you've been here enough. You know the way. No
Yeah.
need for us to escort you. Yeah. And you kind of head back, go up the stairs to his little,
I'll
metal
even
box.
knock. If the door's closed, I'll knock.
Yeah, okay. As you knock, you'll hear him get up, move. Hello, Davis.
Hey, bud.
Good, good to see you. What is the reason for your visit?
Oh, I mean, one, I just wanted to check in, see how everything's going. Looks like, and I'll say it looks like you got quite a few people moving around. It looks like business is doing pretty okay.
Businesses, well, the additional 2 wings to the building are,
2 new wings? Wow.
yes, it turns out that now that there is actual funding flying through the city, and I am able to distribute more and more of the enriched soil. Uh, Whitlaw has a high demand of merchants seeking it. So
Good. Speaking of Whitlaw, I think me and the guys we're gonna head back up to Whitlaw, and we were hoping to leave today, but arranging transportation, all that stuff. Do you think? Could I ask you a favor? Could we? I assume, like you said, you've got stuff going to Whitlaw all the time. Do you have anything leaving today?
Mm.
And could we, find our way onto to use it for passage?
I shall, and he kind of walks over to his desk, and he's got that large, like a
I'd
large
offer to
phone.
pay. I'm like really skint on funds.
No, no, no.
Okay.
There is no need. And he flips. Today is Everly. Indeed, I have 3 wagons leaving to the west
Does it have space for? So it's the 5 of us now. Dregnar's off with
with
the candle.
Eno
Yeah,
and
Eno and Mole. Yeah,
yes,
those guys.
correct.
So do you think you'd have
Uh,
space for the 5 of us on those 3?
yes, but you will not pay me. You will be going as security detail.
Ah, okay. Yeah, happy to do that.
Mm.
Is it so just down the Mason Fair the whole way? I assume, right?
Yes, it will go Mason Fair and then at the split go north to Whitlaw, where you will go through customs, though it should be a smooth process as it is an expected caravan of 3 carts and a security detail. Looks at you again,
So
and he does his
again,
smile.
we're just security. I don't need to worry about like talking to the customs people or arranging anything, right? I just
No,
stand there and
that would be
looks
yes,
early.
yes.
Gotcha.
You would be, as they say, the hired muscle.
Yep. Perfect.
Um,
Perfect. When is that heading out?
it will be departing after the crew has had their lunch. So
Ah, okay.
likely that it is scheduled for about 1 candle.
Got it. So we got a little bit of time. I'll make
You
sure,
have
and that's from here, right?
from yes,
Okay,
it will be
perfect.
leaving
I'll get the guys
from
back here by then.
the original wing at.
It's so crazy. Just adding wings to your building. That's awesome.
It is crazy and somewhat unfortunate that the surrounding buildings were destroyed,
True,
but
true.
we are rebuilding.
Well, yeah, I mean, and you're giving the people who may have lost stuff, you're giving them opportunities to, make a living now. So it's good.
Yes, and that is correct, and it is thanks to, well, the menagerie that we have been able to.
Hey, we're inspired by you, man. So
I sense that we can now be called friends.
absolutely, man. And I'll actually like start to go in, just like reflexively start to go in for a hug, and then I kind of realize that may not be his jam, so I'll kind of stop, and then I'm
And
gonna
he,
see what he
yeah, as you
does.
kind of go for the hug, he kind of lifts his
Aw.
arm. He,
Hey, thanks. That's great. Thank you, buddy.
yes. Um, there is one other. Will all of the remaining members of the menagerie be leaving?
Yeah, all except for Drignar, right?
Yes, yes. He is candlelighter at this time.
Sure.
Very well. Yes, so we shall see you at 1 to be the hired muscle for the caravans 3 heading west along the Mason Fair, stopping at all cities, so Bullpine.
Okay,
And
fantastic. Yeah, hired muscle, and you know what? Will be a little bit of entertainment on the way too, I'm sure. Thanks. Bye.
you just see him like entertain. He's processing entertainment. Bye, friend, and waves.
Aw. Thanks, Fred.
Mm, as you go and
As
close
I
the
go to
door.
the front, I'm like, does Scoot ever refer to anybody as friends? To the Dragonborn guy, I was like, does Scoot ever refer to anybody as like being friends with them? It's a little different, right? That doesn't sound like him, right?
This is different.
Huh. Awesome.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Wow.
thanks. Love stopping by and hanging out, but we're gonna be heading out. We'll be back here at 1 to catch a couple of y'all's wagons out. But it's been nice seeing you. Maybe we'll be back at some point, but it's been good seeing you, man.
Give me a perception check, Davis.
Sure. Bad 8.
Okay. You just hear the door, a door from like where you came open and close, and that's about it.
Okay.
Just kind of hear it off in the background.
See you at 1, man.
We have you written in for schedule,
Awesome. Yeah, let's work fast.
and I will have the paperwork ready for you to be the hired protection for the
Yeah,
caravans.
I just flex a little bit.
They
Yeah,
pull,
like,
they, how does it? They pander to you.
yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Be still, my
All
heart.
right. So
I pretend they haven't seen bigger muscles
Oh.
on somebody else in your party.
Give me
Hey,
1 second.
you do not have bigger muscles than me anymore,
Give me one.
okay?
More toned. More toned.
You are still more athletic than me.
Just more defined.
Yes, this is true. I will concede that point.
That cat
But
can
our
fly.
muscles are now the same, okay? Till I get the belt of giant strength.
Okie dokie. Oy. All right. So, is there anything to do before we fast forward to 1 o'clock?
Anybody else?
I don't think so.
All right.
Nope.
Okay. So, all right. So, the day will progress, and Davis comes back to the group, letting you guys know of the plans that he has got a way for you guys to travel west in relative ease. And you guys gather your things, and you make your way as a collective group to the Dusty Pit. Actually, one thing that I wanted to check, and Rock, you may know off the top of your head, but I need to look at your sandcastle spell real quick. How long? Let's see.
It's just
Sandcastle.
it's just Galder's Tower, right? It's not a special spell. Right?
Yes.
Oh,
It
okay.
is called Tower.
I do love the theme, but yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I'm trying to look
I'm back, guys. Basically.
Yay!
Nice. Yeah, I'm just trying to look up Golder's Tower real quick. It's not coming up for me for some reason.
Oh, I can pull it up. Right?
Yeah, you want me to just paste the whole thing?
Yeah, if you guys would be so kind.
Sit in roll 20.
Thank you.
Boom! Wow, it splits it
You
into 2
haven't got.
messages.
Oh, okay. So it's every day for 1 year. I was trying to see how long you have to do it to make it permanent. Okay, cool. So it's 1 year.
Yeah, I was hoping to, but I saw that too. Unless I can teach it to somebody staying behind and they can cast it for me.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Wrong.
Or can I teleport back once a day? I also got teleport, right?
And now you're getting back to where we are.
Good use. Rock.
Yeah.
As this is a thought that comes to your mind, go ahead and give me a investigation check.
Interesting. Now, weren't you already pretty fucking good at it?
Yeah, but now I got 27.
Dang.
27 total?
Yeah.
All right. So what you're able to do with understanding that you probably won't be here every day, but you want this to be a permanent structure. So luckily for you, there are individuals from the Adventurers League that still come in as, like I mentioned, the joint settlements of the Foxwoods have grown more unified and close after most recent events. And there's also individuals from the College of Fascinations. And with your investigation check, you managed to track down well, not even track down. You just happen to know over the course of a few months working with these individuals, some peoples that have a similar skill set, at least with the ability to construct a spell like Rock Sand Castle, aka Golder's Tower. And you get the agreements that anyone that is stationed in Carver that is, assisting with the storm, that is capable of using the spell, can then in turn use the tower as a base of operations, but they must continue its, maintaining the spells for the goal for it to become permanent. So as long as there's going to be a College of Fascinations present, that is getting assistance by the Adventurers League, every day the spell will get recast on your sandcastle.
Nice. Cool. Do I need to like leave any funds or anything for them to like help continue
That's
that?
what I was going to ask. That's the next thing that I wanted to look at is there a material component cost to it? There it is. I found it. No, there's actually no cost to it. So no, like you can leave them, you can, a tip to either the organization of the, Adventurers League. Like you can, let's put it this way. I just thought of a roundabout maybe solution. You create an Adventurers League contract.
Okay.
And literally it is every day, if you're down for this. You set up a contract with the Adventurers League and it's every day just to have a magic-y guy keep the tower going. So super not dangerous, but probably a little expensive because it's a daily thing. Magic-y guy books, yeah. I don't know. I'm not being very wordsmithy today, so forgive me, guys.
I mean, I was kind of hoping there was something I could do before I actually was gonna ask. So yeah, I would definitely. Contract's fine.
Or however you want to approach it. Like that's the way that I would say that if you go to the Adventurers League to talk to them, that's how they would establish it for you.
Yeah, and I think I would. I mean, they would be open for anybody to use. Like you said, for the Adventurers Guild, especially for the casters of it. It's still got to have the rocks super awesome.
Better than an elemental mansion.
Better than an elemental mansion hangout spot or whatever it's called in some form. Just very wordy. But on the other side of the door, it could also have like because you guys are helping out. You can also have a like Adventurers League, whatever they would want to call it.
What was that, Carlos?
You set up a contract, so it's kind of expensive because you pay a magician or a wizard or something to do it every day, but then Airbnb all the rooms for all of the Adventurers Guild people to use it
money, Jerry.
for a discounted rate. So it offsets some of the cost.
Brilliant, yeah. I mean, rent it out, use it for whatever space they want, and I care zero about any funds they make it. Just don't turn it into something weird.
Yeah.
And then on the very last day, they do a different casting, and that's the permanent building.
Final day. It's got a lot of bedrooms, and some of them have weird eye hooks in the ceiling.
Swings that are odd.
The thing that I see though is like as Rock is also explaining the name of the place, it's almost like he just handwritten into the wet sand with his finger, right? Rock, so like the entire side of the one wall of the castle just literally is the whole name of the place and like finger to sand. But cool. I will say because you rolled a 27, pretty damn good success. The cost of the contract is made up by the fact that they use it as a like a base of operations there. So, and then yeah, you can You might be able to make some money off of it if they do some other stuff with it. So we'll have to come back to that someday.
Nice.
Cool.
I have a home near my pig people friends.
Mm-hmm. Is it
Carl's
still
just
your
trying to
standard? Sorry. Is it still your standard
oh, sorry, go
design
ahead.
of the swimming pool in the bottom, and then upstairs is like the library / living space?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Yep. I don't know actually how useful it is for other adventurers, but it's great for turtles.
Yep.
So Carlos is there like walking away. It's like, see, the important is it's not about, becoming wealthy. It's just about establishing, something that will have value in the future. And we can never know what markets will fluctuate in. So just having something that, is kind of like a nest egg that you can always come back to, kind of going into there.
The future is cryptocurrency, then.
Oh.
Yeah, there's this great.
Yeah.
I heard
These
there was this young hedge wizard that was telling me about this. Is apparently its currency don't even have to have it in your coin sack, so nobody can steal it. Right? It exists in a giant vault inside of an Androsphinx's cave, and you just have a receipt that says that you own it.
Holy shit.
I mean, we can make this a thing in Materia if it needs to
Please,
be a
no.
thing.
It has to also damage the environment.
It's cryptocurrency because it's in a crypt.
Crypt,
Literally,
and you
it's
can't
an
get it.
cryptocurrency.
and an andro crypt, yeah.
Oh my god.
God damn it. That's so good. It bothers me so good.
See, there's
Okay,
these neutral elven liches. They're very reliable and no taking over the world. So they're very reliable as stewards of these fortunes. They just take a small cut for watching it.
yeah. They're not going anywhere because they're liches. Yeah, we belong here.
Exactly.
So, all right. So as time gets approaching to leave and get to the Dusty Pick, um, you guys depart from where you're staying together, about 30 minutes early or so. And as you walk, you kind of run into each other, and the group starts building until it's all members. And there's the Dusty Pick in front of you. Can I get, I guess, perception checks from everybody?
Yes. Where did it go?
Thing. I was in the stream.
9 total.
9 total. Okay. 27
With
total.
your shield?
I mean, I thought, like, I don't feel like I just walk around with it all the time.
I think you just
Yeah,
have to
that's
have it, right? Like, you have to be wearing it. I think you just have to have it, right?
Oops. I still had advantage clicked, so
fine.
first
But
one.
still, 21 was still good.
I'm gonna read the shield here.
I
This
got
is
a
while
dirty-
holding.
I got a dirty 20.
Well, define holding. Does holding mean like I have shield and I'm like, haha, or does holding mean it's on my person?
Defer to the DM on that one.
Yeah.
So, like, the way that I see it, honestly, like, the magic item is on you, and I'm gonna see what Jeremy Crawford says, but like I'm still gonna go with the way that I see it. While holding the shield to get this benefit. Holding means holding. Like,
Yeah.
Back or hand?
And that's kind of how I've been playing it, and that's kind of how I see it too. Is like I have to like be holding it, like I'm like going into a situation where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have my shield out. Otherwise, if it's just like tied to my back.
see, but like for me, like I guess, like I could understand, like I'm fine with their definition of it. Like I could almost see it like being a split definition where maybe for initiative you have to have the shield out ready to go to be able to benefit from the advantage of the initiative, but to benefit from the perception, it could just be on your person. But then that becomes too convoluted and too complex. So Rock, you can play it as you wish. Frankly, I don't know anyone that's been so definitive of it, but it does like where they're like, oh, you're not holding it, but it's on my person. You don't get to benefit from it. So
Is it
I will never.
the Materia version is rare, right?
Yeah.
Does that color that at all? Like, because when it's uncommon, it's just like sure, like no, you have to be holding it, like literally
Yeah.
holding it. But like now that it's pretty rare, maybe it's a little more powerful. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I
brandish my shield in public.
yeah.
Constantly.
I'll say, like, I'm okay with CJ's using the definition of holding as like when he has it out
Well,
on him. That's fine.
well,
I mean,
so I'm gonna say, like, because I'm reading it now, it says shield is emblazoned with the symbol of an eye. So if I have that shield on me, can I be like, is that eye? Does that eye help me perceive things? Is that
Well,
like,
that's
is it a
Your
kind of
fourth
how
magical
eye.
eye?
yeah,
Right?
kind of how I always. Yeah.
So if that's the case, then yeah, the shield, as long as the shield's not covered, like I have it or something, right? Then yeah, if it's attached to me, then I'm okay with that. But if I put it away where like it's
Yes,
can't be
that's
seen,
where I think I'm okay. That's where my definition of holding is a little bit different than holding. As long as it's like on you and it is like, an active item that you are,
Yeah.
within reach and ready to use, absolutely. But if you put it somewhere tucked away in the little, backpack contraption, the little the
The
haversack
kobolds. Yeah.
yeah,
contraption
okay.
that the kobolds made for you, then yeah, absolutely. So I defer to you, like, in the moment to decide, like, is the shield like strapped to your side, so therefore you're using it, or is it tucked away somewhere or off your person like you left it at home? That's on you. I
Okay.
don't care.
So yeah, in this case, then I think the shield would be with me, but I'm not like, but it is out. So I mean, I rolled again. I got a 9 again. So
Jeez, wow.
It was meant to be. It was meant to be for
it
guys.
was meant to be.
Yeah.
Your passive perception is 21. You rolled a 9.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
He's busy conversating with you guys as you guys are walking. Getting ready to hit the road again.
It's like something moves to catch my eye. I'm like, ooh, what is that? But
Yeah.
actually tell me to pay attention to something. Yeah, things are distracting. That's fine.
So what's going to be interesting is as you guys are approaching, Carver is busy for what it is, recovery state and all that. Uh, but what you notice, Karos, Al, and Tej, as you're approaching, that the normal hustle and bustle around the Dusty Pick, like the carts and the different workers going to and fro from the mines, uh, you notice that there's like that nothing is going on, and then Al, to go one step further, you kind of, as you're walking by, you kind of get a glance, and you see people trying to be discreet and hiding around like different, like, corners and crates and behind, trying very poorly trying to hide out of line of sight from you guys as you guys are approaching the Dusty Pick.
Sedge, get the fireball ready.
Yeah, that would be what Al would have to say. So, like,
Casting mage armor and flaming sphere.
yes.
Wall of
Ooh,
fire.
prepare yourselves.
They want one
Yeah.
more time.
Gonna
The
get.
city's gonna try to mug us.
So as you guys are kind of approaching, Karos and Sej and Al, kind of pick up on, like, I guess it's lunchtime. Where is everybody? Like, they're the constant. Well, not it's not a constant flow, but there's a regular flow of people going back and forth from the mines. And then Al, as you kind of are like waiting, kind of looking around, you just see like people kind of in the back and around the corner, just kind of hiding, really poorly. And then, do you guys do anything, or do you say anything, Al?
Oh,
Try to pretend. Get ready to try to act surprised.
yeah. I'll at least give a hard stare. Sergeant Carlos, give him it's not quite a smirk, but more of a you seeing this shit? Just kind of expression.
And it's just kind of like look up and like, oh, what a day. Oh, look at this weather.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic weather.
And then as you do, as you approach, the Dragonborn lady walks up and says, "Oh, hi, Menagerie. Let me take you to your carts and get you guys ready for, uh, you know, your travels. Thank you so much for being so kind to agree to, protect our caravans. So, how could we put a price on such esteemed heroes?" And as she's saying, then like Al, you see it coming. I think, the Kara says numerous, like dozens and dozens of individuals jump out from behind boxes, and the car says a surprise. Try to wish you guys a good surprise little party and thank you for your departures and everything. Maybe the surprise is ruined a little bit for the three of you. But
Al will act surprised, and he'll let his hand off the whip that was on his waist. Like, he's a little paranoid, but he's like, oh, that kind of surprise. Okay, okay. Oh my goodness,
What?
I can't believe, wow. And then he'll look at Sergeant Carter again with just this stupid expression when he looks at them, but he'll try to be.
Digging
I'll call out and be like, Scoot, you here? Did you do this?
and Scoot will step forward as well as the person that you know is Zeal Ichi will step forward and they
But Umiko
and then
is their real name, right?
Umiko,
Okay.
yeah. Because when she's in her actual, so she is Umiko Ichi to female Camry, but she had the different
Right.
aliases for the different disguises.
But she's like just Umiko all the time now, I assume.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So just trying to keep that reference point.
Good point.
Okay, I'll get it in 2 seconds. I gotta go grab a spider real quick, guys. 1 second.
Okay.
Where is he?
Just get Jones to do it.
I know Jones is DMing.
It's true.
You see,
He's busy.
How come I only ever see the one cat? What happened to the other kitty?
Ponchek
Pun
lives like on
Pun
the
was there.
balcony or something. Doesn't he?
Yeah, Pun was there at the very beginning of the stream. You'll see him.
Okay.
I mean,
I feel like we always see Jones. I don't even know if I remember what the other one looks like.
I forgot
yeah.
he was a brown tabby. I
Yeah,
was
he's
like,
tabby, for
who
sure.
was that?
Yeah, he's a gray brown tabby with a milky toes and a milky belly.
And
I guess he's probably still little, so he doesn't sit still as much. Eh?
he's full grown now, though. But
Yeah, but
Got
we got him
space.
right as COVID hit, right? So.
and he's
Yeah,
still a
no,
little
I'm
smaller than Jones, right? I think.
Yeah, he's always gonna be a smaller cat than Jones.
Yeah. Who is not like a big cat, but he's like.
No, Jones is your average.
Ponchek's just a little bit small.
Yeah, Jones is your average lean cat.
Yeah.
Like you guys see Jones all the time. You see him on camera. Like he's
Yeah,
just
it's true.
up here getting scratches. One second.
My perception is skewed. Every cat I ever got turned out to be 15 pounds. I'm just like, it's a normal cat, but no, it's a monster. It's a giant. I'm like,
Yeah, those are chunky boys.
Yep. Sadly, my wife at a house that she used to like house sit for the family she used to babysit for, they had a cat who had literally had feline AIDS, and so I got to see a very emaciated cat. Unfortunately, poor Baxter. Baxter. He was a very skinny boy.
and one as well, named Sylvester. He was, yeah. I didn't know they just call it FIV, I believe.
I mean,
Instead of
we just
HIV?
heard it as literally feline AIDS.
Yeah. I was just like, what the hell? I didn't think it was real at first, but I'm just like, why? Yeah, I'm not having outside cats anymore after that.
Yeah.
Is that Ponchek? He's got a white chest. Hell yeah. He looks
Hey,
blue.
kitty.
That's like as far as I can get the camera. Oh shit, sorry. That's like as far as I can get the camera. So he's here. He's just.
They have their own
He just-
little areas.
He doesn't like to DM as much.
Yeah,
What?
nighttime is outside adventure time, so he is like 80% of the time he's on the balcony, just enjoying the weather and being a happy cat.
Too many mechanics, too many weirdos. He's like, I'm gonna go do this instead.
Alright, so real quick, jump into it, and then we'll take a break here pretty soon. So yeah, the surprise jumps out, Scoot and Umiko both jointly say, it has been the city of Carver cannot thank you enough. The people of Carver cannot thank the Crass Menagerie enough for, liberating us from centuries of oppression and tyranny and then Umiko kind of looks down. My ancestors, and Scoot says, my former friends, but thanks to your effort, there is new hope, and Carver will be the gem that it once was before. And, they reveal that one of the wings of the Dusty Pick is known as the Crass Menagerie wing. And they have very simplistic bronze statues of you guys right outside of it.
Yo, that's sick.
Yeah.
Yes. Owl's unable to break away from a smile, but he'll start bowing and be like, "It's our pleasure. We anything we can do to help, we're glad we could." That's awesome.
And
Awesome.
I would also point out real quick that yes, there is Loon in her Azerlith form, and there is Pebble in her Oxpecker form.
Is,
Yes.
is, is Pebble hanging out with my statue?
Yes.
Nice.
Perfect.
And then as you guys look at the statues, you see kind of coming from behind the statues a number of little figures, and the kobolds kind of wave. They kind of walk out. So they're also invited to the party.
I
Nice.
give the kobolds a princess wave.
They do that, and you kind of realize that over the time that the people have gotten a little bit more accepting and a little bit more used to the fact that they have kobold neighbors, and Osut is still old and not doing great, but still came down here to see you guys off and wish you safe travels. So with that, the departure's delayed probably 30, 45 minutes, but so be it.
I'm gonna nudge Rock. Hey, Rock.
Yeah. Hey.
You remember that thing we did in the streets during that celebration in Whitlaw?
Yeah. Yeah.
How about,
We
how about right when we take off, we do that again? Be like, Happy Festival of Fireworks. You know?
am I giving everybody hats again?
Oh, we could skip the hats. You'd have to get off the cart at that rate.
No, magical hats. Didn't we seem them to give them magical hats? Or no, did we give them wings? What do we do to people?
I had a big ball of fire. And I blew the sky up.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm trying to remember all the things we did.
Let's see if I can see it. Find out.
Well, like this, and I take a pinch of sulfurous powder in my mouth, and then
You be
oh,
eating that?
shit.
Oh god, what are you doing?
I'm gonna throw a bunch of like a thumb of sulfurous powder in the air, and I'm gonna scorching ray it.
I love it. Cool.
Wow.
So they've gotten a little used to your ways of celebrating, and as you guys are kind of departing and heading out, you do your big display as hot rays of fire and sunlight start to beam off, kind of as a final send off, I guess, for your own selves.
Because of how it is, it's not really like a firework. It kind of just like a bunch of dust, and then it goes boom.
Like it. Very cool. A little sound burst up in the sky, like a little sonic booms.
I would help with that as I can.
Very well.
I'll use a spell to have Pebble add to it with some Dragon's Breath and.
Cool.
And I will cast a seeming on however many people are around.
There was that and a lot of colors. Like the fire changed colors and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, because of the thaumaturgy. So we put on our show that we did before.
Okay.
Like
it is during the daytime, so the display is a little, less poppy, but like it's still visually you can see it because it is magically induced, and people are into it, realize what's going on, loving it.
Everybody gets top hats that just say Crass Menagerie on them.
If they fail their charisma saving throw.
Yeah. So
These are
anybody in the area that's supposed to be
regular people. No one's expecting it. These are regular people. Just dozens and dozens and dozens of top hats to start
Rock's
to
like, I will
appear on
portent
these-
at least 2 of them.
Yeah, no, like, no, it's fine. It's fine.
The tavern
And-
bard regular just doesn't get a hat. Like, man, what the hell?
Fuck
Yeah.
me, man.
Oh man.
I miss everything. Yeah, and then
And
for,
then he
like,
goes
the
to
next-
borrow somebody else's hat and it passes right through. Fuck.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah, there's definitely like some people that start to like reach for the top hats, so they kind of see him, their hands start passing through, they start to giggle and laugh, and it's just kind of they understand that it's
Oh,
not like
that
a
Crass
spooky,
Menagerie.
yeah, it's not like a spooky application of magic. It's just a playful application of magic that they've kind of gotten used to over the time, and people are laughing and giggling, and like you see people like just laughing as they reach, trying to grab each other's hands and they can't and stuff.
I do have to adjust because we just got a chat message that actually fits perfectly. It doesn't say Crass Menagerie. It says Menagerie XOXO.
Okay, fair. Menagerie XOXO.
Bing. Thank you.
That's perfect. That's our signature. So
Yeah. So with that, firework display, magical top hat, Menagerie XOXO, a bronze cast statue of the Menagerie's members, or at least that were at Carver. The Menagerie is now, with documentation in hand, the security detail for 3 caravans heading west along the Mason Fair Byway to Whitlaw to deliver some dust pick soil. We will go ahead and take a break.